It's, if it isn't my problematic darlings. So this is just a little footnote to the beginning. So this video is Time Has Not Forgotten. And Time Has Not Forgotten is a poet I interviewed many years ago. And now he's my poet. So this was originally meant to be the JonBenét Ramsey and the Scott Peterson and Lacey thing. This is just he and I. And so yeah, you get to meet my boyfriend. My boyfriend. My boyfriend. Oh my God. Listen, kids, girls, boys. It comes. It'll happen. You may not expect it to. I'm in my mid-40s. And it finally happened. And I'm so happy right now. I'm happy I'm with you. I'm happy I'm with him. You get to meet him in a few minutes. But I have to tell you this. So by the time this comes out, today, Friday, at 2:30 p.m., Hill Jane Uninhibited welcomes Toxic Johnson live here on YouTube. Come and stream with me. Look, you guys ask him all the questions that y'all ask me. You know, I'm so excited for him, for my friend Toxic. He's got a killer job now and a day job. And it's been what? 6 months? Oh my God. I'm going to check in with him and see what he's up to and promote some new stuff and get dirty. Listen, this is live. I don't know what could happen. So tomorrow, Friday night, maybe Saturday. Listen, y'all, the JonBenét Ramsey video, Jane and Anton LaVey, Jeffree Star, Scott and Lacey, it's hard. There's a lot of shit. So this is part one, but the name is different. Time Has Not Forgotten. So sit back, enjoy the show, and enjoy the person who has made me feel like a natural woman. Time Has Not Forgotten. Well, hello, my problematic darlings. It's me, the YouTube starlet, all your favorite harlot, Hillary effin' Mansfield, Hill Jane. I hope your week is off to a good start. Listen, you know I'm not known for my promptness. When things arise, I have to take care of them. And this weekend, I was really, really busy with a friend who's no longer a friend. He's something else now. But anyway, you might meet him a little bit later. But I want to get into this video, and this is the original video. This is about forming your own opinion, not listening to what the masses say, not following a trend. And I just really, really think it's important. I'm going to tell you why. So, if you recall last week, I advertised that I was going to do a video called "Can You Turn a Fuckboy into a Husband?" And that was inspired by the idea of this video. In this video, I'm going to be discussing JonBenét Ramsey and her family, Scott and Lacey Peterson, Jane Mansfield and Anton LaVey, and some other YouTubers that are controversial, like Blair White, Jeffree Star, me, just kidding, and Danielle Staub from The Real Housewives of New Jersey. These are people who, for whatever reason, are universally not disliked, but just have this image, and I'm going to discuss that. So then I got the idea because of someone who I was seeing. People were telling him horrible things about me and telling me things that I didn't want to hear, and it just got to be a big mess. And I just decided to make a thumbnail for a video that really didn't have very much to do with the thumbnail. But let me tell you something. Not everyone
thought it was funny, particularly him. And that was the big thing about this weekend. My videos this weekend were a big, I fucked up. And I'm big enough to admit that I did. And, you know, just because me, has a wicked, dry, sarcastic wit doesn't mean that everyone appreciates that. Some people don't like having fuckboy splashed across their face. And by the way, he's not a fuckboy, you know? So that was the whole thing about the video. But I messed up. And so I kind of took the weekend off from YouTube. And so I had an awesome weekend. I certainly hope you did too. Laying around, being appreciated, being loved, being adored, being worshipped, being rich, 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 having it all. Oh, wait, that's another video. So, anyway, I had an amazing weekend. I guess I need to start off by commenting on what's going on in the world. Britney and Jamie Spears. Listen. Jamie Lynn Spears. I'm from the South. I can say it. She's white trash. Peroxide blonde, thin-lipped, lies. I mean, Zoe 101 has that grade of royalties. Poor Britney. Bless her heart. Thank God there was that person that stayed with her and taught her manners and everything, because she certainly didn't get it from her family. And I love Britney. And then, of course, there's Trisha Gate. Trisha Paytas. I don't know really where to start with her. Selling her Birkin. Selling a replica of her wedding ring for $4,000. Girl, I could get that at City Trends or Five and Below. I mean, honestly, what a superficial bitch. And by the way, don't come for me, Trisha fans. That's one of her songs. Boop. If you were a real fan, you know that. What do I think? Oh, and then the big thing is striking and copywriting the drama channels. I'll tell you, about a year ago, I actually have a video somewhere on here called Suddenly Hillary. It's when I first started doing YouTube content. And I lip synced to Suddenly Seymour, and she monetized me. Girl, you needed that $2.12 that bad? Boop. I guess so. Maybe you can get some good toilet tissue to get those toilet balls out of your ass. Boop. Blocked. So, for those of you that have been with me from the beginning, back when I was Facebook famous, and I'm certainly not now, remember my Facebook live feeds? Many moons ago, when I first moved to Maryland, I had an interview with a poet named Time Has Forgotten. That interview has since been lost because I got banned from Facebook because I said an inappropriate word in a live feed, and the whole world lost its head. And that video is gone, and it was a really, really good interview. The chemistry between myself and the poet was undeniable. But time has not forgotten.
Beethoven's Second Concerto.
In fact, I'm joined tonight by that particular gentleman. Would you come over here? Tom, I'm not going to tell you his real name because you don't need to know. You're always in my business. Well, I guess you're in my business because I tell you everything. We're listening to music. What are you doing? This is Time Has Forgotten.
Time has forgotten. Most people know me as Crazy David.
I just know him as mine. But I tell you, good things come to those who wait. You know, when you quit looking for something, that's usually when it happens. And you just never know. Sometimes a friend can turn out to be more than a friend. I'm just saying.
In more cases than often, and especially this one. Me and Hillary are not friends. Quite a deal, something more. Never really have too many people when you say, hey, yeah, I'm a poet. Do they say, well, let me actually hear something? Not instantaneously. Most say, oh, really? Wow. Do you have a book out? And this, that, and the third. They necessarily go to involving themselves. Not Hill. Hillary got intrigued, asked questions, was personally invested, even up until this very moment. And I ain't the easiest person to deal with either.
Ditto. You have two very impatient. Well, he's more alpha. I'm trying to be beta. It's hard. So his poetry is kind of like it's very it can be romantic, it can be streetwise, it can be urban, it can be political. You know, it's whatever. And but I love the ones that are about me. Can you give an example, and then I'll give an example of something else?
I understand, but you might have to start this time over again.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I have to. I'm over 30. I need a filter, so boop, blocked. Facebook. Why did they?
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Oh, someone sent me $2.
Hillary, you were my only way out of the trap. You gave me your heart. I took it for granted and never gave you mine for having my back. I was wrong and you were right. Truth. And I will die before I ever do this twice. I'll never put money or drugs above you again in this life. I know I need you more than the clock needs time. I know that I want you more than the sun wants to shine. But I need to have your back. Can I tell you why? It would be a spiritual crime on your intelligent mind. Not to mention, you wouldn't be the same woman I fell in love with if you put up with my bullshit a second time. You were my only way out of the trap. You were my only way out of the trap. You were my only way out of the trap. You gave me your heart. I took it for granted. And now I'm giving you mine for having my back. I was wrong. Right. Truth.
Ooh. If I hadn't gone into the hospital for kidney trouble, I would go in the hospital now for burning heart, because and not doing an oh woe's me, but no one ever writes anything for me. I said a long time ago, if anyone had ever written, what's that song, Hey There Delilah by the Plain White T's, if anyone had ever written something like that for me, my whole course of my love life would have been changed. But that is even better. And thank you. I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm. There are others.
I know there are. Go ahead. It's not all about me on Hill Jane Uninhibited. Something like what we were watching earlier. Something along those lines. Intense. Now can I
You can go on.
So one thing I did want to discuss with you is that you are very comfortable with yourself. You know who and what you are. You know what you want, who you want, and for other guys, particularly African American guys, what advice do you have for dating a special type of woman like me, a trans female? Because you're very open. I'm not the first that you've dated. And what advice would you give to guys who are scared to be themselves and admit what they like? And I hear this a lot: family, family, family. What?
No. You see, all right, look, I grew up with 3 older sisters. My grandmother adopted us out the system. My mom's was all kind of fucked up. Big family, hella cousins, all that shit. I'm gonna tell you this right now. They only respect you. You see, they ain't raised no pushover, no pansy, no punk, no nothing like that. So they expecting you to put your foot down about something. They really are. They're not gonna be annoyed. It's not really even gonna surprise them. I mean, same way when I do crazy shit. It's not surprising to people who know me because it's a pretty consistent thing with me. It really is. Absolutely bonkers. You have no idea. Not to mention this. It's your opinion that's supposed to matter to you the most. Yes. Now, somebody else's opinion can definitely weigh heavily on yours. But your opinion should be chief on the front burner. And stop being afraid of somebody else's opinion. Don't let your insecurities run your life like idiosyncrasies control people who are nervous. Like, come on.
And let me say on that note, everybody gets made fun of for something. I've been made fun of my whole life.
Please.
And, when I was little, it was because I had curly red hair, feminine, just everything, glasses, skinny. Um, I don't give a flying fuck what people think. I mean, seriously, when I go, I could care less what they're looking at. They're looking at a tall, southern, redheaded, fashion, big boobed diva. Some people, that's a lot to handle, and it's not necessarily they're clocking me. And who cares if you get clocked? Trans girls, who cares? Who cares? As long as you look good, people are always going to make fun of something because it makes them feel better about themselves.
I realize hurting people hurt people. Energy is not lost nor destroyed. It's transferred from one party to the next. When you walk by somebody and they have a negative to get off their chest,
Y'all just wouldn't know what was going on behind the scenes in between these filters. Y'all just wouldn't. Maybe you would. Maybe you would. You know me.
Man, if you're a Crip, they mad at you because you're not a Blood. If you're a Blood, they mad at you that you're not Vice Lord or Zoe Pound. Or trust me, they're gonna hate you for a specific reason, and it's gonna be some shit you can't change, like your birthday. So
haters make us famous. And as far as your parents go, Dad might take some time, but Mama will always love her baby. I promise you. I promise you.
Daddy always follows Mama anyway.
Exactly. My family, while they didn't understand it, they accepted it. And my mom, I was the apple of her eye. I have no idea why. Because I'm anything but. I'm the biggest screw up. Vain bitch out there. I gotta take a break.
Now, please remember. She's mine.
Y'all had your chance.
Don't make me shoot you. I got a gun. It's all right.
You had your chance. You didn't want it. You only wanted me for one night. Now,
Property of.
That's right. And I love that. And let me just tell all these, can I just say, in Baltimore, all the other trans who y'all are such haters. But then I guess I would be too if I was a boy in a wig.
I consider it a blessing that I'm attracted to you. But you know that it's more like attraction and greed. You see, attraction is I know that I want the best of these things that I need. My greed is all lust and desire to please. Now, for some years, I've been stuck on this topic. Not confused, just unable to dodge it. I'm dyslexic, something like bubblegum and lint when it gets stuck in your pocket. And I'm going to cut to the chase before I get to the end. Not only do you direct my desires, I consider us friends. I've got a question. If I eat that juice box from the back, you'll let me do it again?
Of course. You can do anything you want.